Let's go.
Powwow, start us off whenever you're ready.
Okay, so we're going to start this meeting. This is a livestock meeting for the Scurry Roster FFA, and I'm going to start off with a couple things. But first, I want to let everybody know, for those that haven't heard, as of this Friday, I will not be at Scurry Roster High School anymore. I've taken a job outside of education. So I'm still here because there's some things I'm going to touch on that need to be touched on that some, like Ms. Renault or Mr. Selesky, may have asked, like the Duncan pig sale and things like that stuff they're not as familiar with. So first thing we're going to start out with is purchasing animals for a county show. We need to know this by September 10th, okay? Especially, if you have goats or lambs or interested in goats or lambs, and then pigs as well, because the Duncan pig sale is coming up late October, toward the end of the month. Now, do we exclusively have to buy there? No, that's just where I've gone in the past, and I've had some luck. Of the 3 that we took home from there last year, all of them did really well. So now this isn't a thing where we have to purchase your animals. You can purchase your own animals, but if you would like us to do that for you, we need to know as quickly as possible. That way we can have the proper time to, go to breeders and them still have stock of good animals. And, we're not scouring the state looking for an animal that we think is going to be competitive. Okay, so that's a super important deal. I would write that down, September 10th. And if you have any questions about us purchasing animals, please just let us know. Okay, we're always available to answer those questions. So if you have no clue, you're just getting into this brand new, please don't hesitate to ask us. So. All right, Mr. Selesky.
Okay, we want to talk a little bit about the barn contract. I know we've had one in the past. We did not really have one last year. One that we actually signed, I should say it that way. But we've been working with admin and with some parents, just taking some ideas over time. And then the 3 of us have been working on this really since last summer. And we just never put it in. I mean, summer before last. So we've put a lot of work into it, and really there's a lot of information there, and it's all on the website. So Ms. Renault is going to talk about the website here in a minute, but that barn contract, if you want to read through it, is posted on the website. But the highlights that we wanted to hit that everybody wants to know really is every animal will pay a $50 refundable deposit, and that's refunded once cleanup is done for the season. Because last year we had 2 or 3 that never came back, and we ended up having to scrape up all of their stuff, and in that case they would not have received their $50 back. That 50 covers what it takes to clean up the mess that's left behind. Every animal will pay a $100 non-refundable fee to stay in the barn per show season. That's per animal. So if you've got 2 pigs, it's $200. It's taking up a space, okay, in there. If you happen to have a breeding animal that's going to stay over the summer, or you've got an animal that you're trying to prepare for a state fair that's going to be there over the summer, the summer rental is $50. It's non-refundable. So you'd have a $50 deposit and a $50 fee. We didn't talk about this, but I think I can say that if you have an animal that's like a heifer in particular, that heifer can roll on through without paying the $50 deposit each time. Okay, it's not going to be a new $50 each season. Is that fair to say, Mr. Powell? Ms.
Yes, that is what we talked about, yes.
Okay. And once again, that contract is found on the internet, or it's on our website, or we can give you a copy of it. All you got to do is ask for it, and we'll give it to you. So every animal, just to be clear, every animal that's coming in from this point forward, we'll address the animals that are already in there separately. We'll talk to them later. But every animal that comes in from this point forward will sign a contract and pay the $100 for the rental and the $50 deposit that is refundable once the season is over and you've cleaned up behind your stock. So I think that's pretty much it. That's a pretty good deal. You've got a barn, you got water, you got electricity, cover, all of these things up there. That's pretty cheap for a whole season, $100. So it's cheaper than most schools that I know of anyway. Ms. Renault, you want to talk about the website now? Or did I miss anything, guys?
No, I think you're good.
Okay. You go ahead with the website.
I'm going to attempt to share my screen. Oh, let's see. All right, can y'all see my screen? Yeah, do y'all see my screen?
Yes.
Okay. Ooh, my internet is awful, so this is probably gonna lag a little bit for y'all, but I'm gonna do my best. Okay, so we have a website, and I have talked about it on Facebook. Ooh, this is awfully laggy. Okay, y'all can hear me right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, can y'all hear me?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Forget sharing the screen. So I'm not gonna be able to show y'all the website like on my screen. My internet's too slow. But do know that there is a website. It's on Facebook. The link is not very convenient. It's sites.google.com/view/scurryrosterffa/home. Like I said, not very convenient, but that's what it is. And that website has pretty much anything and everything that you guys would need to know for being an FFA in general and for showing livestock. So whenever you go to that website, there's a tab that is specific for people that are showing livestock animals or doing ag mech shows. And so whenever you click on that tab, it'll take you to a page and you can either click on major livestock show stuff, or you can click on Kaufman County livestock show stuff. Hold on.
I just put that out on the chat.
Do what?
Oh, the link.
I just put the website address on the chat.
Oh, perfect. Okay. So if you want to go look at it right now while I'm talking about it, feel free. But there's, like I said, there's the Livestock and Ag Mech Exhibitors tab. When you click on it, you can go click on another link that takes you to major stock show stuff, county show stuff, or jackpot show stuff. So whenever you click on all of this, it'll tell you like what shows we go to as the ag teachers, which ones we will still enter you for, but we don't go to. If you click on that major livestock show tab, there's links to the premium books and exhibitor handbooks for all of the major livestock shows. And so you guys can go in and see, the rules and all that stuff. So a lot of times people come to us and they want to know specific dates or how much entry fees are or the schedule or whatever. If you go to those premium book or exhibitor handbook links, then all that information will be there for you and you can get anything that you need. And they're live links. So if, say, you want to know stuff about Houston, if that Houston information is not up right now, go check back in October, November, and it'll probably be there. But any updates to those websites, they should be current through ours. I don't think we have to worry about quality counts. We've got all of our major show people done with their quality counts. If you're interested in calf scramble stuff, the link is also there for that too, and it'll take you directly to the calf scramble pages for all of those different shows. But please utilize this website. It is incredibly important. You know, like I said, the majority of your questions that you have for us can probably be answered if you go look at the website first. There's so much information there, and there are going to be updates, any announcements, upcoming dates, when things are due. It's also directly linked to our Facebook page, so you can see that feed live as it's updated. The two best ways that we have to keep you guys informed is through this website and through Facebook. We don't have everybody's email address, and it's hard to get everybody's email address, so it's easy to miss people if we're just relying on email or sending text or whatever. So, you know, click on our link to our website, bookmark it, put it as one of your little icons on your home screen, on your iPhone, whatever. But make that a regular thing that you look at, and go like our Facebook page, because that's where you're going to get all of our information and you won't miss anything. From our website, you can get to this little infographic that's titled, "So You Want to Enter a Major Livestock Show," and it kind of shows you how it works. If my internet was better, I would screencast it and show you as I'm talking, but I don't want to lose y'all. So livestock show entry procedures for majors and for county. In order to be entered, you've got to be current on your FFA dues. So FFA dues are going to be due October the 5th, and that's high school and junior members. High school members are $35 and junior members are $30. So the deadline for both is October the 5th, and then that comes with the new chapter shirt. Our entry meeting dates, we have them set on specific dates, and those dates are on our website, and I will put reminders on Facebook as they come up and whatnot. But those dates, go ahead and mark it down. These are tentative, but they're likely not going to change. So October the 5th will be for Fort Worth. November the 9th will be for county, San Antonio and San Angelo. And then December 14th will be for Houston and Austin. And we will hold those in the high school cafeteria. So whenever we have those entry meetings, it's important to know your social security number has to be brought with you. We have to turn in a W-9. It's just one of those things, and that's for the major shows and for county. Whenever we have our entry meetings, you also need to bring your full payment, okay? It is super, super important for us to receive your full payment for your entry fees on the day that we do our entry meetings. If we don't, then it causes a lot of, it makes it tough on our end, and us trying to deal with our business office and getting a check cut in order for us to send it and have it postmarked to the shows at certain times on certain days. And it's a lot to balance. So if we can get you guys to pay your full amount on those entry meeting dates for the shows that correspond with those dates, then it makes the process go way smoother. And Mr. Stileski will pick up on that in just a second. But one thing to add also is that some of these major shows include a chapter processing fee. It's usually like $15, $20 per chapter, and that's got to be covered by our exhibitors. So if we have a show that has a processing fee tacked to it, it's going to be an additional $5 per family, not per kid, not per animal, but per family. And then that kind of helps spread the cost out between everybody that's entering that show. Mr. Stileski?
One of the things that she talked about was paying in full, on time, because like she said, it's hard to get across the process and getting a check through the school. There's some red tape involved, and especially if you're on a timeline, we want to give everyone as much time as possible to turn in your entries, get your money, get it turned in. But at the same time, we have to allow for the schedule of the district. They only write checks on certain days, and it's 1 day a week. Okay, they don't write like on Tuesday and Thursday. So they write generally on a Thursday, which means we have to turn in our purchase request 2 weeks prior to that, pretty much. But if we do exactly what they want, because that gives them a week or better to process our purchase request, then sometime between Thursday and Thursday, that gets approved, it gets put back into the system, and then they're able to print on that following Thursday. I know it sounds kind of confusing because it is confusing sometimes. So in the past, I know we've done a lot of bending of the rules of, just bring, I forgot, here's half of it and I'll bring it the other half tomorrow morning. We need that money because it puts us in a terrible bind, making excuses, going to the business office and saying, hey, we tried to get our stuff together. We just can't get everybody to pay or whatever. And it's not, they don't go, oh, I'm sorry, I know it's tough. They basically say, get your stuff together. Don't come up here without your stuff together. And if you want it put out by a certain time, you get your stuff in here on time. So we have to back the process up, and we haven't been extremely tough on that, but we're going to have to this year. With everything that's going on, they're scrutinizing every dime that's spent by the district, which means that time between us turning it in and that getting approved and going through all the steps and then getting it to them to be printed on time, it's got to be done this year. We can't do it like we did last year and then beg them, I know it's Wednesday, but can you get this check cut tomorrow? If not, none of our kids are going to get the show. And it's because Betty Sue couldn't turn her money in or kept forgetting. I forgot to tell my mom, and we've been soft on it. But this year, we've got to really tighten the belt here and get things done. You need to come to the meetings, fill out your paperwork, pay for your animal, so we can get all this done on time. It puts us in a bad bind, and I'm not whining. That's just the way it is. And they don't like doing business that way. They want it to be efficient. And us scooting in at the last minute begging is not efficient.
Yeah. Can I interject?
Yeah, go ahead.
I was going to say, we try to, with these entry meetings, we try to have them a good 3 or 4 weeks before those entries have to be turned in and postmarked. So we try to do it, ahead of time so that there is time to get everything done, make sure that everything in the paperwork is completely filled out, make sure that all the money's right, because before we can turn it into the business office, we have to make sure that all the money matches. And if it doesn't match, then it takes like a CSI investigating team to figure out what's wrong with it, because they match all that stuff up penny for penny, pretty much by name too, of like who paid what. So yeah, we try to do things ahead of time so that we have time to do all these things, and then also allow time for those purchase requests to be processed and then them cut us that check and then us be able to get it to the post office on time. So it's a whole process, and it's a complicated process, and we try to be efficient with it. So the more that you guys help us, the better the whole process goes.
Mr. Powell, you ready?
Yep. Okay, so the next thing we're going to talk about is major livestock show travel. Okay, if you have a junior member who is attending a major livestock show, the parents must be in attendance, and that is a non-negotiable thing. Okay, it's a busy area. It's very hectic sometimes, so we want to make sure that those parents are there with those kids just in case they need anything, and to keep an eye on them. Okay. Also, students cannot room with ag science teachers. So if you as a student or as a parent are going to a major livestock show, the room is covered by you guys. Okay. The school won't cover rooms. The only rooms they'll cover is ours, but no students are allowed to stay with us. So if you are planning on going to majors this year, just remember that cost is going to be on you guys. All right. Next thing we're going to talk about is the hoof trimmer, September 8th at the fairgrounds. This is for cattle only. Okay, the hoof trimmer will be there. Okay, so if you have a way to haul, please do. If not, then we will haul. Okay, that's kind of our plan with the way things are. Is if anybody doesn't have a way, we can take care of it. But if you do, please do so. And then also. If the student cannot drive on their own, the parent or guardian has to be there. Okay, there has to be some kind of household representation there at the barn for the hoof trimming. That's important. It's something that it's a precautionary type deal, and we're making sure that the parent or guardian is there just in case there's any information that they need to know as well. And there's not to be any students in the ag truck with us either. This is one thing. If we're hauling your animals. You're going to have to, as a parent, either follow us or a student follow us. And that's really one of the main reasons why a parent and guardian also need to be there at the hoof trimming, just because we can't take them with all these COVID restrictions and things like that going on. So does anybody have anything else on that?
Yeah, make sure, and one of the things that just came out to us was the counties sent out a whole list of rules for this hoof trimming. And I mean,
it's a page long of rules.
Oh, were you going to do what now?
I say it's like a page long of rules.
Yeah. And one of the things is, and this is kind of a gray area that we've talked about, and I don't really want to call and get it, defined, but the paper actually says that cattle are supposed to arrive in single family. And I guess technically that means that, when we say if you can haul, we need you to, it's because theoretically we're supposed to take one family's cattle in our trailer, and that's it. And then we have to turn around, go back, switch out families, but we don't know when. It's first come, first serve. So once you're there, you're supposed to tie out in line, stay 6 feet apart with your cattle.
With your
so
mask.
You can't bunch it. Do what?
With your mask.
With a mask. So that's why we're saying in particular that, if you absolutely have no way to carry your cattle, then we'll try. But if everybody says, I just don't want to carry mine, well, we don't know, we don't know what to do. We don't know how to get around this thing, so they're wanting everybody to come in single family units. And putting 3 families worth of cattle in our trailer is not single family units. Now, we may be able to fudge that a little bit, but, the trailer only holds roughly about 6 cows. So if you can haul your own cattle, please do. And because it's going to put us in we want everybody to have their stuff there. We want to be helpful to everybody. But then in this case, the restrictions that were put out by the county, by AgriLife, talking with the county, man, it's going to make it tough to just show up with a bunch of cattle and then, get their hoofs trimmed. So anyways, that kind of cover everything.
Yeah.
Right, that's kind of where the
And
tricky part is.
We need to know, I sent out a sign-up sheet earlier today so that we have to be able to tell Carrie Sharp how many people are going to be attending from each chapter. So go ahead, and if you're needing to get hooves trimmed and you're planning on going, go sign up on that, or I guess RSVP on that sign-up sheet so that I know what to tell her. And we need to get that done just as quickly as possible. One reminder before I guess we open things up for questions. Our first chapter meeting of the school year will be on September the 14th, right? Yeah, September the 14th at 7 p.m. We're going to do it through Google Meets. So we will not have it in person, and it won't be through Zoom, but it'll be through Google Meet. And I will have a link sent out to that. But please attend. During that meeting, I'll go up to the school or something and do my part from there, and hopefully be able to kind of give everybody a tour of that website so that I can show you all the important things that I was talking about that I couldn't show you tonight. Bummer. But it's fine. That's all I've got. Do y'all have anything else?
That's it for me.
Y'all have any questions? Nothing at all? Okay.
Well, before we do get away, I do want to thank Mr. Powell for all of his hard work the last year, and wish him the best.
Yeah.
And that he's been an incredible asset to our program, and has really helped get us going in a good positive direction. And but I do wish you a lot of luck, Cody.
Thank you. I'm glad for the year here. I'd take you all with me if I could, but
I think we all know that Mr. Powell is like my BFFL. So if you see me crying, just understand that's what it is, and just come like pat me on the back or something. I'll be fine. This whole meeting is being recorded, and I will post the link on our Facebook page. So if you guys need to go back and listen to it, you can, or spread the word and tell everybody that didn't get to make it to our meeting tonight to go back and watch it, because there's important information, particularly people that are new. I know that new people will, if they're like wanting to get started, but they don't really know where to start, sometimes they'll talk to y'all before they talk to us. And if they say something like, hey, 1, go like our Facebook page, 2, go watch this livestock meeting, 3, go check out our website, and then 4, go talk to your ag teachers, and we'll be here. So I don't know. That's all I've got. We appreciate y'all for attending with us.
All right. Sayonara.
Hasta.
thanks for coming.
Have a good evening.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Bye-bye.
We'll wait for people to, just in case there's a question, I'll wait for people to close out before I end it.
Yeah, just know, Mr. Powell, you get no more breakfast burritos.
Oh,
What a
I didn't even think about that before I made this business decision.
man.
That's a tough
Exactly.
gig there.
Exactly. Y'all have a good evening.
Yes,
You
sir. You
Bye.
too.
I had a question. For the hoof trimmer, what time should we be there? Or what time?
Honestly, they didn't give us a time today, so I will figure that one out, and I'll let you know.
Okay.
But when she sent the email earlier, she didn't give a time. I would assume probably, you could probably have your heifer there by 4:30, and you'll probably be sitting good. But I'll make sure.
All right. Thank you.
Welcome.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.
Later.
Later.
Okay, it's just us now.
It's hard to say bye.
I know.
I just can't say bye. Hey, not to be stupid, what does the L mean in BFFL?
Best friends for
Oh,
life.
best friends for life. The life?
Yeah.
Is that what? Oh,
Biffle.
I was sitting there going, man, I just now figured out what BFF means, and now you throw an L
Now you
in
throw it
it.
into the L in there.
You got to get on the millennial
No,
level.
man.
Okay? Super
I'm about to get out my Urban Dictionary. All right, we'll see y'all tomorrow.
Bye.
Alrighty, sounds good.
Bye.
Bye. Later, hater.
Later.